Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, Jay. No, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. All right, so I want to invite us, we're going to have a little bit of a more kind of quiet, intimate Shabbat service. I think sometimes you just need Shabbat to be a moment to step away from the week, to step away from everything that's taken place. I think that there's a tremendous amount of wisdom that comes with Shabbat, coming with the sun, because you can't slow it down, right? And there's always that moment where you're saying, I'm just going to get that one last email in, I'm just going to finish that one last text. Now is the time for all of us to just take a deep breath. I want to invite us to do that together. Let's take a breath. You made it. You made it to the end of the week. And so I want to invite us to be together. I'm actually going to invite, for those of us who are not in the first 3 pews, come on forward. Come on up. I know, we made the jokes about the quarantines, right? Yeah. Quarantine has been lifted on those first rows. Come on up. They're reserved just for you. Yeah. And I want to invite us into this evening, this Shabbat, with the reminder that we have everything that we need already. And I promise you, this evening, you won't do it wrong. If you are here and you simply need to zone out for a little bit, great. That's what this space is for. If you are here because you need a sense of connection, that is what this space is for. If you are here because you need the opportunity to renew because of a difficult week, or perhaps the other way around, that you have, maybe bar mitzvah celebration, something like that, this is the right space. And I want to invite us into this space by singing and not worrying about the prayers. We'll get there. We want to have words that connect us to generations before, but let's start with a nigun that has no words, just a melody, so that we can start this Shabbat together. We can get into this day, and we don't have to worry about what the words might be. This nigun comes to us from the Breslov tradition. It goes like this. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai la lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. I can hear you singing. Keep it going there. Lai, lai. It sounds great. Lai, 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 la, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Ya, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, la, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. There's one more part. It goes like this. Ya, lai, 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 yai, lai, la, lai. Ya, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Ya, lai, 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 yai, lai, la, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Back to the beginning. Ya, lai, 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 yai, lai, la, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Just our voices. Here we go. Ya, lai, 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 yai, lai, la, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Well, I want to invite us into this space and with each other. And so for just a moment, I'm going to invite us to turn to someone that we're near, someone that we have not talked to yet this evening, and introduce yourself. Say Shabbat Shalom, welcome one another. We'll take a moment. This is where we make the joke at Temple Israel. We reach across the aisle, and let's be together tonight. Well, let's continue our evening together, Lechuna Ranana, singing together, literally as one voice. Let us sing together. Page 19, Lechuna Ranana. Lechuna Ranana, yai lai 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 lai. La Adonai, yai lai lai la lai lai, Na'ariya, yai lai 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 lai, Litzur Yishenu, yai lai lai la lai lai. Let us sing out to God, the maker of all, pure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. Lechuniranina, yai lai 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 lai, Adonai, yai lai lai la lai lai, Na'ariya, yai lai 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 lai, Litzur Yishenu, yai lai lai la lai lai. And for all of God's wonders and all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. Yai lai 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 lai, La Adonai, yai lai lai la lai lai, Na'ariya, yai lai 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 lai, Litzur Yishenu, yai lai lai la lai lai, yai lai lai la lai lai, yai lai lai la lai lai. You know, I didn't mention earlier that we don't have Cantor Cooper this evening, and so we're going to need to sing the way that we just sung on this last prayer. That was beautiful. Let's continue with calling in this evening, looking out to Shabbat as if it were a gift, even the gift of a loved one to us. And so the Kabbalists drew the image of two people bringing their lives together on a wedding day. So not at this moment, but when we get to the final verse of our prayer, I'm going to invite us to rise and to turn to the door through which we entered our sanctuary, welcoming Shabbat in this evening, as if she were a bride here on her wedding day. Let's sing together page 20 of our prayer books. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem ultiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, Kiva orech kumi uri. Uri, uri, shir daberi. Kivod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nikabila. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nikabila. Please rise. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'b'tzochola. Toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nikabila. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nikabila. Well, having warmed up, we're now ready to formally welcome our day of Shabbat. And so I want to invite, if there's anyone named Kobe who is celebrating a bar mitzvah this Shabbat, to come on up. And I want to invite your family too, Jonah and Charlene and Adam, to come on up. Let's light the Shabbat candles. The rest of the congregation can please be seated. Now, just a note about our Shabbat candles this evening. You'll notice that these Shabbat candles don't look normal, which I guess that could be a joke as well. But the truth is that there's actually a very somber reason for us having a different Shabbat set of candles this evening. We know that this has not been a normal year for our community. We have members of our community in Israel who are still held hostage. And so this evening and every Shabbat that we come together, we light not just our normal Shabbat candles, but a blue candle as well, calling those members of our community home. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Well, I always love that we light our Shabbat candles, and then the thing we do right after that is always the Baruch Hu. Because the Baruch Hu is the first prayer in our service that requires a minyan. It requires us to have a community together. And I think that it's a powerful reminder of the strength of one generation to the next, to have our youngest adult stand up, receive essentially a blessing from the congregation in taking on the honor of lighting the Shabbat candles, even if he asks the rabbi to do it. And then us standing together and saying, we are blessed because our community is one adult stronger, and may we continue to go from that strength to more strength. Let's turn to page 28 of our prayer books and sing together. Please rise in body or in spirit. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechochma poteach sha'arim, ubitfuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmeroteim birakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, uma'avdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzavaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid imloch alenu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, the one on high, who is the spirit and ruler of this universe. And thank you for speaking this evening into being. You skillfully open the gates of our world, alter the time, and change the seasons. You arrange the stars in their heavenly courses according to a sacred plan, as you are the creator of day and night, rolling light from darkness, darkness from light, and transforming one into the other and yet distinguishing them. Adonai Tzavaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on this evening. We continue on page 32 with Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu Ukumenu na'asiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha V'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'oyech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla Nege yomam v'layla V'havatcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael. We continue together on page 34. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. As we continue our prayer, I'd like to invite up Kobe to lead us in the Via Hafta. The rest of the congregation I'd like to invite to please be seated.
Hafta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anechi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha Uvloktecha baderech, ushokbecha, uvkumecha, ushartam leo ayadecha, v'hayu tetefot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzet betecha, uvisharecha, laman tiskeru, va'asitem et komitzotai, v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeit yitem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiot lechem le'elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai
Elohechem, Emet.
Yasher Koach. I invite us all to say Yasher Koach to Kobe. Yasher Koach. Well done. Oh, he's ready for tomorrow. Yeah. Let's continue singing what is perhaps the very first song of our community that was sung at the shores of the Red Sea, Micha Mocha, page 40. Yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai la lai. Yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai. Ya lai la lai lai. Yai la lai la lai la lai. Yai la lai lai. Yai la lai la lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osei pele, nora tehilot osei pele. Malachutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Eli anu ve'amiru, Eli anu ve'amiru, Adonai yimoch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimoch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai la lai. Yai lai 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 la lai la lai. Ya lai la lai lai. Ya la lai la lai la lai. Yai lai lai lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Each and every one of us is meant to come into this space feeling as if not only we've come into a space of love, but almost as if someone had a talit over their shoulders, and when we walked in that door, they said, come on in. I have enough room in my talit for you as well. And so above our heads, our sanctuary was built with the image of a talit to remind us that we are all part of one loving community. I invite us to draw that to heart as we sing the words of Hashkivenu, page 42. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. 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 Amen, amen. Amen, amen. 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 We enter the Amidah of our service only when we are truly ready and full of heart, when we truly have our hearts open. I firmly believe that the spiritual only happens in a space that we know is safe, a space that we know we can be open and vulnerable. And so, it is with that I invite us to turn to page 46 as we begin our Amidah. Please rise in body or in spirit. Adonai tzifatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot U'Mivi Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rab Lehoshia Morid Hatah Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim Matir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Givurot Umidom Melech Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh Ukdoshim b'chol yom Yehalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. We continue silently, either using words on the pages to follow or other words we might find in our hearts. We'll join together again on page 62. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Please be seated. Well, it is the first Shabbat of the month, and so at Temple Israel we take part in a tradition. This tradition, which in great Jewish fashion could be anywhere from 3,000 years old to 3 days old, is something that we've done for a long time. Actually, I can say it's at least a few years old because we've been doing it. And the tradition is on the first Shabbat, we call out if there are any birthdays, any celebrations, anything that would be a sweet and good thing to share together as a community. And so I'm going to start over here, and if you have anything that you want to share, go ahead. You can either raise a hand or simply call it out. And I am also looking to all of the people who are joining us online. If you are joining us online, you have a celebration that you'd like to share with us, put it in the chat now, and I'll share it with everyone together as we celebrate those major moments, an anniversary, a birthday, anything that you are celebrating in this month of June. Yeah, please. 60th anniversary, Mazel Tov. All right. Yeah, please. Yeah. Your mother is turning 88 tomorrow. Happy birthday to your mom. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Jonah. What's? I think Paul McCartney's birthday is on the 18th. After my own heart. Like, yeah. I will. Happy birthday to Sir Paul. Any others? Any other celebrations back here? Okay. Please. Yeah, Jared. All right, happy birthday to Emma. All right. My 78th birthday. Happy birthday, Freddie. All right. Yeah.
My first service with you guys.
First service with us. Welcome. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Yeah. Please. All right. Happy birthday. All right.
We have an anniversary, but not 60.
Yeah, 60. Yeah. Happy anniversary. What in this month? What day of the month is it?
Sunday.
Oh, it's coming up. All right. Happy anniversary. Let's look online. So we have Ruth Cooperman. Your birthday was on June 1st. Happy birthday to Ruth. Well. Let's sing together as we do on this Shabbat, as we get an opportunity to celebrate these beautiful and wonderful moments. I'll mention also that before I forget, and somebody mentions it to me, my kiddo is turning 5 on June 8th. It's coming up. Yeah, tomorrow. Yep. Yom Huledet Sameach. Woo! Yom Huledet Sameach. Woo! Yom Huledet Sameach. Woo! Yom Huledet Sameach. Woo! 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 Happy birthday, everyone. Mazel tov, everyone. So, this Torah portion, this week, it's a little unexpected. And I don't mean unexpected in the sense of that you open it up and it starts talking about sacrifices, or unexpected and you open it up and it's talking about something that we haven't done for many, many years. So often we open up the Torah and we expect it either to have instructions, mitzvot, ways of kind of living our lives in a better way, or it has stories, ways of relating to those lessons, those things that we might learn in our Torah, so that we can take it to heart and maybe even adapt it to our world as it is today. But this week, when we read from the Torah, we actually go into, essentially, a whole list of names. Lots and lots of names. In fact, in the English, when scholars looked at this book, they said, we're just going to call it numbers. Because there's so many different numbers and names, and this clan has this many, and this group has this many, and it goes through all of these different things. And I am always fascinated in what the Torah chooses to include and not include. Because there wasn't a lot of space on the parchment. There wasn't a lot of room to write what would go on that particular scroll. And so for them to choose to add and include all of these names and all of these numbers, it seems, well, just a little peculiar to me. And it reminded me of a story. One of my very favorite rabbinic stories. It goes like this. Moses was a shepherd. And when he was out caring to his flock, he was looking at the flock. And I don't know if anybody has spent time either counting sheep when you're trying to get to sleep. I don't know if anybody's had that experience, right? Or just simply looking at a large group of animals if you're at the zoo. But it's even hard to tell exactly how many there are. If you were to say, is there 20 or 40? Or I wouldn't even know. But Moses, it says, when he looked out in this flock, saw the entire group of people together and knew immediately that there was one missing. And so he started traveling, walking up into the wilderness, that, by the way, is the Hebrew name for the book that we're about to enter, or that we're entering this Shabbat. And he goes, and eventually he finds this sheep. Now, in an act of incredible chesed, incredible loving kindness, he sees that the sheep is tired, and he picks the sheep up, places the sheep on his shoulders, and carries the sheep back. Now, I think there's a lot of things that we learn from this particular story. I think it teaches us that incredible bit of loving kindness that we might see in our ancestors, those stories that we see, that we can relate to our own lives. But I thought more specifically about a particular way that it was retold more recently. Amy Jill Levine is a scholar who teaches about New Testament texts from a Jewish perspective, and she sat down with a colleague, and Amy Jill Levine would, I guess, be a colleague as well, though she's not a rabbi, but with a colleague, Rabbi Sandy Sasso, and they retold a number of stories, and they retold this story. And in the way that they retold it, they wanted it to be kind of universal, and so they presented it in a way that it was just a generic person who went after this sheep and brought it back. Well, in the way that they retold it, the person comes back, and their friends ask them, well, it's strange, you have a whole flock of sheep. Why would you bother going all the way out into the hills to find this sheep and carry it all the way back? And the person replied, because without that one sheep, we're not complete. There would be something missing. This is my hope and reminder for each and every one of us. Why would the Torah write each and every name of the community at that time? Because each and every one of us is an essential part of this community. And were you not here, well, there'd be something missing. Shabbat Shalom. Well, we continue now turning our hearts and minds to those members of our community who are in need of strength. We have at Temple Israel our custom of placing the names of those that we are thinking of in the pamphlet. I want to invite us to open up the pamphlet and look at the names of the people who are there. If there is someone that you see here that you maybe haven't talked to in a little bit, you haven't reached out to in a little while, I invite you to reach out. Send a text message, pick up the phone and call them. That is a part of the healing and strength that we call for this evening. For those who are joining online, I invite you to share the names of those that you're thinking of in our chat at this time. And for all of us, I invite us to turn our hearts to those members of our community who have recently come onto our Mishaberach list. So our hearts are with Elise Gordon, Richard Bellatini, Alan Dornfield, Jean Flath, Karen Gruel, Roseanne Roberts, Sandy Sandler, and Gail Endelman. If you're thinking of someone this Shabbat, it's our custom to invite you to rise and to share their name as my eyes meet yours. Two of us might share a name at the same time. That's okay. I want to invite you to rise now and to share those names. Let's turn together to the words on page 253. Page 253 of our prayer books. Mi shebeirach avoteinu mekor habracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha le'abotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We continue on page 282. Page 282 with the words of Aleinu. Please rise in body or in spirit. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam. V'anachnu korim umishtachabim umodim lifnei melech malhei amlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz vayom hahu. Vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, ushemo echad. Please be seated. Our thoughts now turn to those in our community who have died in recent days or in this season in years past. And so if you are joining us online, I invite you to share the names of those that you are thinking of in the chat at this time. And together I invite all of us to turn our hearts to those members of our community who have lost someone in recent days. And so as we remember Rosendo Gonzalez, our hearts are with Ross and Miria, Virginia, Argelia, Zachary, Gabrielle, and Carlos. As we remember Joan Leb, our hearts are with Marion and Paul, Michael and Nancy, Jeffrey and Christina, Lauren and Colin, Allison, Jack, and Ted. And as we remember Joyce Thompson, our hearts are with Cantor Mark and Betsy Thompson, Hannah, Diane and Victor, Ariel, Justin, Orion, Lucy, Aaron, Amby, Audrey, and Adelaide. As we remember Mark Hillinger, Our hearts are with Mark's family, Mandy and Josh, Joanna, Adam and Brody and Madeline, Lori and Brian and David and Ann, Randy, Steve, Brenda, Zachary and Logan, Alexandra, Shia and Shira, Kate and Ray, Sierra and Axel. And as we remember Jay Sala, our hearts are with Barbara and Kelly and Sandy, Randy, Sophia, Michael, and Sarah. This Shabbat, we also mark the art site, the anniversary of the death of Albert Al-Kulumre, Zella Al-Kulumre, Eileen Condon, Edith Edelston, Maureen Evans, Gertrude Friedman, Chloe Fried, Marion Friedman, Leo Harmatz, Yetta Hollander, Ernest Leb, Alexander Leff, Lillian Liss, Stephanie Lowell, Flora Mendelson, Louis Rabin, Nat Rappel, Thelma Sherwin, Herman Shalotsky, Rosamond Singer, Judith Sinowitz, Robbie Sloman, Marion Vance, Robin Wallace, Tilly Wysotsky, Linda Wool, and Barbara Zoller. If you are here in our sanctuary and thinking of someone in particular this Shabbat, I'd like to invite you to rise so that we might recognize you in your grief. It's our custom, if you choose, that as my eyes meet yours, you share their name.
We remember David Shapiro. Our hearts go with Carrie, Morgan, Matt, Michael. My Uncle Howard Golden.
We add to these names Michael Tate. I'd like to invite all of us now to turn to the words on page 294, page 294 of our prayer books, and to rise together and as one. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, be'alma dibarach yirtei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'b'yomechon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam olmel maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shmei d'kudisha barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata. Hiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim alenu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Hosei shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom, alenu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may the memories of those near to us always be a source of blessing. I invite us together to say, Amen. Please be seated. We have a number of things happening at Temple Israel this coming week, and so I'm thrilled to invite up Lisa Hill, a member of our board of directors, to share some of the goings on at Temple Israel. Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Our pre-onig was generously sponsored tonight by Bill and Marion Siegel in honor of their grandson Kobe's bar mitzvah. This weekend's live stream is sponsored by Adam and Charlene Siegel in honor of their son Kobe's bar mitzvah mazel tov. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., please join our Torah study. It'll be on Zoom with Joy Layden, transgender poet. Also tomorrow morning at 10:30, we celebrate the bar mitzvah of Kobe Siegel. Mazel tov again to you and your family. On Tuesday, June 11th at 8 p.m., join us for Tikkun Leil Shavuot panel discussion about identity. On Wednesday, June 12th at 10:30 a.m., we'll have our Shavuot festival service. Yitzker will be observed. We have many classes and programs that meet weekly, so make sure to read your Shabbat program or view our calendar on our website. If you ever have a question about how to attend any of our classes or programs, please check the email or call the office. Our staff will be happy to help you. Shabbat Shalom.
I just want to make a note about tomorrow morning. We have a special guest teaching our Torah study who is exceptional. She is a transgender professor of English, of many different literature, comparative literature, I would imagine, that teaches at Yeshiva University. She is the only transgender member of the Yeshiva University staff. Her accolades are phenomenal. She has a National Endowment of the Arts fellowship. She's been selected for a number of different awards, and perhaps most importantly, she's brilliant. Her teaching is exceptional. Any of the books that you might find to pick up that she's written are powerful. Both she's written nonfiction about her experience of becoming a transgender person in an Orthodox space, and her poetry, which has been even in the non-Jewish world, greatly loved and celebrated. I cannot stress enough that it should be an excellent opportunity to learn tomorrow morning. We'll be meeting at Zoom at a little bit later, at 8:45, and we'll be joining together and learning with Joy Layden. Truly something not to be missed. Well, we have a tradition at Temple Israel of concluding our services with Oseh Shalom and with a little bit of an invitation. So for those of us who choose, I invite us to go ahead and stand up. Please rise. And for those of us, some of us are going to choose to take our arm. Well, all right, I'm going to do it. Go ahead and take one arm and lift it up. Place it on the shoulders of the person next to you. And take your other arm, lift that up, place it on the shoulders of the person to your other side. Let's sing together this evening a little bit of Oseh Shalom, some of that peace that comes from the opportunity to pray together. May it make its way to every corner of our world. Oseh Shalom bimroma, Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 Shabbat shalom, everyone. We are going to continue our celebration in our foyer with some kiddush and motzi. Shabbat shalom.
that off?